And we are recording. Hey, what's up with my tops, bottoms, and girls of the world? Kenny here, and I am back with another video. Haven't said that in a long time, or y'all haven't heard me say that in a long time. Girl, I was about to go to sleep. I was about to go wash my face and go off on to dreamland, right? But then my mind started racing. My mind was racing because of recent conversation within like this past week about, you know, the trans conversation, the real woman conversation, the cisgender conversation, blase, all very pointless if you ask me. Or maybe I shouldn't call it pointless because it's not a pointless conversation. I think that certain things boil up to the surface on purpose, and when I say on purpose, I think like spirit, the universe, the energy, it will simmer for a while and it's boiled up to the surface for us to have certain conversation. And the reason I call this conversation pointless at first is because it's like we just spend time running around the surface until the conversation dies down and nobody ever wants to dive deep and get to the root of the situation. When you dive deep in like uncharted waters, you run across things that will shatter your reality. Once your reality is shattered, you question everything. And I think we fear the mind and going too deep within the mind. So we do spend time on the surface. But, bitch, today we are getting to the root of this.
Come and take a dive in my ocean. Come and be my baby lost at sea. Don't be scared of emotion. I'll show you all the things that you do see.
So before we get into the root, let me talk about what sparked this whole conversation and my thoughts on that really quickly. Basically, last week, there was this TikTok that was going around, and the TikTok that was going around, there was this person that was going on a rant and basically saying that cisgender women do not own womanhood and periods. Okay, now was this person completely wrong? No, not if you understood the full context of the TikTok that they were making. They were basically just trying to make the point that trans men do experience periods, and there are intersex individuals that also experience periods. Therefore, it is not so. Is it usually a woman's thing? Yes, but other beings experience it also. With that being said, I do understand fully how this was taken out of context. I understood how we got to the conversation at play. We do have to stop doing this thing online where we do take things out of context, or we take very little, like we take 2 or 3 clues and we think we done solved the mystery. Jess Hilarious had got a sniff of this video and it triggered her. It clearly had triggered her because Mama's head went on a whole, she went on a real rant. Jess Hilarious, she had some things to say. It was very clear. And while I can't say that her feelings weren't valid, because I think everybody's feelings are very, very valid, and I think we should listen to when people have to talk, okay? And I think that especially as a cisgender woman, I think she has every right to talk about things that pertain to womanhood. However, there was an undertone to the thing, to what she was saying. There was an undertone, and it was in the delivery that really a lot of people felt like, wait a minute. It came off pretty transphobic. It came off very rough. And not only did it come off very rough, she literally said, like, trans women, you have a mental illness. That's what she fucking said. She said, what is the difference between you and someone with a mental illness? Oh my God. Oh, wow. Okay, we're taking it there.
Back to the steak in the table.
Before I get to the root, I want you to say, and I'm going to repeat myself a few times in this video, I want you to say, women, I do understand. I understand you. I feel you. I feel you deeply. I understand the feminine experience, but yes, there are parts of the cisgender female, the female's experience, there are certain parts of the female's experience that I will never know. At least in this lifetime. Period. And I think that I'm not the only queer person. There are plenty of other queer people that will tell you that. And then there are a lot of trans women that feel the exact same way. I speak for a lot of people when I say that. Women, we hear you. We are not your enemy, okay? We are not the people to place the blame on. We are not the people to come and rah, hoorah at. No. Cut I'm gonna need you to take it down a few notches. I'm gonna need you to take it down a few notches, cause bitch, I really am bestie. Damn, bitch, damn. Listen, but girl, if you wanna get a little rowdy, bitch, girl, let's get a little rowdy, bitch.
Try it. Try it. Try it.
At this very moment, I see a lot of seeds being planted. And while I don't think that these negative seeds, by the way, that are being planted are going to sprout overnight, I think in the long term, a lot of these seeds are very dangerous to us as a community, specifically Black folk. Okay, white people, y'all do need to start sitting in on our conversations, because a lot of y'all still don't understand the amount of turmoil communities of color have been placed in. Y'all don't understand it. I gotta read for y'all. And my people of color, bitch, we need to let them sit in on these conversations. If we're gonna make any true advancement, they need to be in on the conversations also. However, this conversation is directed strictly towards my people of color. Now that I've said what I said on the situation, let's get down to the roots. And I want to start with talking about labels. And quite frankly, why I don't fuck with thought stream, the loop of thoughts. Saying the thing about labels, and this is why I don't strictly identify with anything too closely. I'm just me. You can call me he, she, they, whoever, bitch. I'm just me. Whatever you perceive me as is fine. I don't care, because I am everything. And that is because, like, when you get one label, it can restrict you from something that is associated with another label. Or if you labels restrict us. I think labels are great for us to start understanding and get an understanding of things in the world, but I think they restrict us. And I think that is a huge problem within the world, is that it's been made to seem like the powers that be have made it seem like it's either it's evil or good, it's this or that, it's man or woman. No, there's this, that, and there's a whole lot of shit in between. I think good evolves into evil. I think everything is more so of a scale than of this or that. Let's use like zodiac signs and shit for example. Just an example. If I'm a Pisces, yes, the things that are associated with a Pisces are we emotional, we're creative beings or whatever, but that does not restrict me from having other things to describe me. That doesn't restrict me from the fact that I'm also an exuberant person or whatever. I think everything is more of a scale. You are most likely to a woman, most likely to, this is where we get tricky, because I don't want to tell somebody about their experience, but I think there are pieces of our experience that has been crafted for us, and it's like, this is how I'll explain it. I think we're moving through time, and as we move through time, there are a lot of developments. There are a lot of new things that pop up. And when new things pop up, those new things sometimes challenge traditional things. The thing about traditional things and things that we have known is that specifically traditional shit, a lot of traditional shit is rooted in anti-blackness. When you get to diving deep surrounding blackness, you will realize that queer people have always been there. Trans women have always been there. And trans woman, that term was coined by a white man. Okay, trans woman, we gotta get honest. True. Okay.
I do think that it's important to mention that not all white people are like terrible. Okay. However, it is given fewer than most. Not all white men are like the worst beings on the planet, but they are most likely too. So, with that being said, I want to say that it's not even to say that, white people are evil, white men are evil. It's saying that, bitch, Black people, we've had to live from somebody else's point of view in life, not our own point of view. And that is so embedded. It's engraved in us. It's engraved down to, it started with our ancestors, our old folk that's still here, and it was all passed down to us.
This is why you live. You need clothes because their cocks are hanging out. The women are staring at their fucking balls 2 feet from the ground. What are these things? Are they mud? What the fuck is going on here? Jesus Christ. This guy's got a fucking, look at his ear, it's chopped off, his fucking teeth, he's got bones in his fucking ear. Jesus Christ. Can I get a Bible? Listen, There's this thing called Noah's Ark. Sit down. These fuckers don't pay attention.
They didn't have the tools to know certain things. And it's as if we're still living under the guidance of our elders, who were very much so. Bitch, they got to the head of our snake. Once you get to the head of the snake, bitch, the snake is taken out. You feel where I'm coming from? I believe that there's even a conversation to be started there pertaining to different generations. And you know how older generations are always saying all these new generations are a fool. We a fool, but y'all was the fool. Y'all was boo-boo the fool. You know what I'm saying, bitch? Y'all bought into all this. We appreciate your generations. We do. Because without y'all, we wouldn't be here. However, bitch, we gotta wake it all the way up. Y'all are so unserious.
So that may be problematic of me to say, but hear me out, because bitch, in 2-3, I might transition. I might want a big old. I think I will be a lot more comfortable. I'm not there yet. Transitioning isn't wrong whatsoever. However, there are parts of our reality, of all of our realities, that were crafted by white men. White men, especially, who do not want to see black people succeed. Just like Black history, a lot of Black history was erased. A lot of queer history was also erased.
On top of queer history being erased, prior to colonization, there was a point in time where, like, queer shit, stuff we consider queer now, it wasn't even something we fixated on. It just was what it was. On top of it being what it was, and people just minding their business, what I don't get about today is how everybody is so self-centered and narcissistic, but at the same time focused on the way other people are living their lives. Don't understand that what is going on here. But on top of that, there were like dual spirit individuals. There were two spirit individuals that were put in higher positions that, you know, a fucking mayor or something would be in now. Put in higher positions because they seen things from a different point of view. It was from a balanced point of view. It wasn't from a female's point of view or the typical man's point of view. You get what I'm saying? When you put somebody in position that is coming from one point of view, the way of world is going to be their point of view. You get what I'm saying? Or if they weren't put in these higher positions, whoever was in the higher positions had a right-hand dual-spirited, two-spirited individual, a right-hand modern-day healed faggot right next to him, and they would go to him and be like, well, girl, what's tea? Because you be knowing the tea. But you put a more balanced individual. It's why the culture is so gay right now. It's because it is like this spirit. She wants to balance herself out. She wants there to be complete balance all across the board. But y'all are listening to these white people. Guys, let me get very precise and very clear right now, before there are any assumptions, before there are any thoughts, before there are any comments. Oh, this bitch is inserted. This is a part of the agenda. Before there are any of that, let me calm it down right now and let me be very clear. Okay, do I believe that there are certain deities? I do believe there are certain deities. Okay. However, what I believe in, what I am connected to, is very much so what is right in front of my face, what I walk on every day. I feel connected to Mother Earth. I feel connected to the frequency of her. I feel connected to other people. I feel connected to this place where we derived from. You bitches want to talk about science, let's talk about motherfucking science. Because when you bitches talk about science, it sounds like you're talking about science from a 5th grade learning level to me. And giving you 5th grade might be a stretch. Because it's on. Where did y'all brains turn off at? Where did your thinking abilities turn off at? Who took over? At what point? What happened? Yeah, but I'd rather believe in this bitch rocks. I'd rather believe in Mother Earth rocks than some ideology from some book that was made by somebody that was translated by some folk that tried to fuck my people up. Yeah. If you want to talk about science, let's talk about science. Y'all hoes don't want to talk about science for real. Like y'all went to college and y'all got... Get out of my face. Please. Thank you. Come again.
And I think when black folk, girls, whoever the world, whoever watch me, bitch, when we start realizing that like, oh, it wasn't just black shit that was, it was a whole lot of other shit that was erased, we can start moving somewhere for real. And I think we know that a whole lot of other shit was erased, but it's like we're so hyper focused on self. And I think that this very like selfish, narcissistic society has been built, and it's like bleeding to like individuals, which is why women even feel so offended. Women do have the right to feel offended, do not get me wrong. However, I think women should realize that one thing Jess said in the video was very much so, we create y'all. You do create us. You do. So why don't you think that that being is going to have, there sometimes the being may feel more related to you than that nigga with that
I mean, after all, like, I don't even know if these fake spiritual hoes actually sit down and think about this, or if they're so blinded by the patriarchy that they just don't even realize. But, like, the baby does spend most of the time with the mama. Like, bitch, before the baby is even born, the baby and the mama got a full relationship. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, said baby's gonna feel intertwined, bitch. However that baby come out the coochie and develop, bitch, is how it develop. It's as simple as that, bitch. All this other, all these constructs is crazy. Also, I also must mention that with advancing, like, there are certain parts of advancing that are popping up that you all love. Who you all is, whoever is listening, bitch, okay? There are parts of advancing that you all love, that benefit you. But there are parts of this advancement that's going on in this world that you don't see as a benefit to yourself. So you almost see a problem with it. Example, we've advanced, women's rights have come a very long way. Women have gained a lot of power. But do I want to do it to her like this, bitch? It's like, girl, like, there are parts of the traditional shit that y'all adore, bitch, because it benefits you. But when that traditional shit is torn down and it no longer benefits you, it's a problem, bitch. You feel threatened. And I think people need to get honest. Bitch, y'all wanted to play in the boys' game so bad, but when the boys start playing in the girls' game, it's a problem. And that's just some real shit. That's just how I see it. And I'm calling it how I see it, bitch, even if it get me in trouble, because it's real. Goodbye. It's like the same reason why a lot of Caucasian folk don't dive deep. It's not that they're scared. They actually have the tools, unlike a lot of black communities. They have the tools to learn whatever they want to. Hence the fucking Titanic. Them jumping in that submarine and going down there where they had no business going. They have they have the tools to dive deep and really fix all the shit, but they don't want to. They don't want to. They literally have the tools to dive deep. That's the benefit of being Caucasian in this world. While we over here arguing about the trans and cisgender shit and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. These hoes was taking a casual stroll to go see the fucking Titanic. They don't care about these damn arguments. I'm sorry, let me calm down.
Masculinity has been put on this false-ass pedestal. And that has restricted femininity. You have feminine beings that walk in the world every day. And what is told to them, like subconsciously on like a visual level, they can see it every day. It's like anything of the masculine nature is great, it's good, it's accepted. But that feminine shit, anything that's related to femininity, these made up terms, by the way, bitch, we gotta keep that at bay. We gotta restrict that, okay?
Genuinely, it's like, y'all in search for this sky daddy, and y'all don't realize that y'all are the closest thing to Mother Earth. And you want to talk about a mental illness? Girl, come on.
You feel where I'm coming from? So I think that has affected women in terms of, women have forgotten how truly abundant they are. Women have forgotten that femininity is the start.
And if it was a start, bitch, it might be the finish for some people. Don't y'all Bible say something like that? How it started is how it finished. I don't know what it say, but ain't that a saying or something? Girl, that was some people. That's some people way in. That might be the way out. And I'm being so serious. I'm geeking here, but this is tea. It's tea. I don't even think that people peep how deep all of this is engraved in us, specifically like the white man, how the white man in our head is okay. It's even down to like color schemes and shit like that. Like the white, take the yin yang sign for example, white side, black side, right? Everything that's even associated with the color white, lightness is harmless. It's, you know, it's free to do whatever. It's free to exist, etc. But when you get to the black people, the dark side, the feminine, black people, we are the feminine. I feel like we operate in our highest when we are in touch with that feminine nature, that loving side. We are the creators of this fucking world. Hello? Everything comes from blackness. But literally, why you think this the source that everybody want, bitch? Okay, everybody want to be black for a reason, girl. Deep down inside, everybody want to be black, because deep down inside, bitch, they feel connected. It's that strong. But because it's so strong, because it's so powerful, too much of it, we have to restrict it because it's a very high frequency. The presence of the color black alone, you feel it. We have to restrict it. We have to restrict ourselves. And every time she tries to course correct herself, y'all get the white men in your head get the acting up, girl, clowning around. The clown suits come out the closet. And I think we have to, on an individual level, we have to work on that white nigga in our head. Yes, I said white nigga. White nigga. We got to work on that white nigga in our heads.
It's something to be said about, because it's hard to tell a victim, somebody that is a victim of this world. Women are a victim of this world. Just because you are a victim, though, black people, victim. Just because you are a victim does not mean you have to subscribe to the victim mentality. You do not have to subscribe to the victim mentality. And I think more so than anything, that is something that was bothering me with this conversation, is hearing so many women speak about themselves as if they are lesser. As if seeing themselves in something is scary. As if it's not okay. It is okay. We don't talk about trans man because masculinity is accepted and it's free to exist in whatever. You don't realize that you restrict yourself when you restrict that other being. And I don't think people realize that point blank period. This is why I don't do labels and shit, bitch. I don't do that. Just because I'm this don't mean I'm not that. I don't have the capability to do that. I think that keeps us in a very narrow-minded space.
I may be speaking too vaguely for some people at certain points, but what I'm referring to is the things we associate with the labels, the traits we associate with the labels. Just because that label has a certain trait does not mean that the other label can't adopt that trait at some point. I think that's when we need to introduce a conversation about working with each other's weaknesses and strengths and playing off of that, learning from each other until we are whole humans alone. For example, I'm great at big picture thinking. I'm great at getting down to a solution. However, I don't always have the white vocabulary, okay? But I can learn the white vocabulary. Even with that being said, I think I am able to communicate to a very specific community effectively that also probably don't have the white vocabulary.
I think I'm cooking. I think I'm making a lot of sense.
For example, I don't know about y'all, but I grew up in a more urban community. In the urban community I grew up in, healthy food options just was not tea. Not only did we not have the options, but it was almost engraved in us, like, who wants the salad? Why are you eating broccoli? Why are you eating seaweed? Why are you eating things that are healthy for you? You know, when there's fried chicken here. Okay? I mean, they set up the community's emphasis on that, and they put a place on every corner of the community and can't get a salad bar for shit or whatever. But it's like, girl, like, just because I'm from this urban community don't mean that, bitch, maybe the salad was calling my name. The salad said Kenny. Okay? Bitch, maybe the salad was calling my name, bitch, and said, bitch, you need to eat me. I don't know. It's just, that's the problem with labels. That's the problems with the label mentality. And I want to emphasize, yes, being a female, being a male, these things help us understand ourselves, but that is not directly, like, it's not script. It's not script. Side note, I don't know about you. I don't know if y'all ever peeped it, but at least I peeped this. At least this was what makes sense in my mind. Girl, why as soon as we start getting a little bit more conscious about what we start putting in our body, all the healthy food prices on the rise? Because when I was growing up, baby, I remember vegetables specifically being a little low in price. And I'm very aware of, like, you know, the farming, global warming, all the effects of the world, blah, 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 blah. I'm very aware of that. However, it's just a huge coincidence. And then you have the McDonald's prices, they go down. You know what I'm saying? They start going down. And I mean, I guess that's just the natural effect of people trying to move, like, demand. If it's in demand, people are going to buy. Hello. Okay, and they go raise the prices up. But it's just all so tricky, isn't it? I think this says a lot. I really do. Okay, let me shut up.
I think that black people, period, have to start questioning who am I? Who am I truly? Not who my oppressor told me to be, not who my oppressor told me to believe in. I really want to dive into religion because I think religion is at the base of a lot of this. That's a mental illness too, and I'm not afraid to say it. We need to start talking about it. Just think if the origin story that you were told very much so was like, yeah, God is a woman. She created a man to protect herself from natural things and blah, 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 blah. Imagine if that was the origin story that you were told. Imagine the difference in the world. Just imagine these things. There are certain spells that we have to start breaking down as a collective. And that is one of the spells. Another spell is that y'all need to leave trans women alone. Trans women don't bother nobody. Queer folk don't bother nobody. All we do is spread love to the culture.
Not only do we do nothing but spread love to the world and the culture, y'all be trying to stop the love frequency. But, like, girl, we are the culture! We are the culture! We are! You're obsessed. It's fab. And it's okay to admit that. Okay? It's hot. You're stunned. Like, oh my goodness. Like, how do these faggots do this? Oh my goodness. Like, be honest. That's why there's even a conversation that there's like a demasculation of men going on. Bitch, no. Performative masculinity is falling. Because masculine is performative. It is. If you want to get down to the real tea, everybody needs somebody to look down upon for their ego, for them to feel validated in this world. A lot of people need somebody to look down on, and that's why you try to hold on to these ideologies that being queer is wrong, that being trans is so wrong. It's because you want something to look down upon. But I think that's a full conversation for another time. It's a full conversation for another time because I think that goes into just slavery. Or we can talk about it right now. I mentioned it very briefly. It goes into slavery. It goes into probably the whole reason why the white man wanted to enslave the black person from the jump. Is because there was you are too powerful. You're too powerful. So now you see all these powerful, y'all are carrying out your slave masters, not your slave master, your ancestor's slave master. You are carrying out their slave master's duty, like their whole plan, I feel like, from the jump. Now you need somebody to look down. No, that's not going to validate you in this world, unfortunately. Instead of look down upon, maybe you should take notes, because that's really what you want to do, probably. Take some notes, sweetie. It's okay to do it in quiet if you want to do it. And this note is for a very specific woman, because how dare you tell God's creations, let's take it back to your God. How dare you tell God's creations that it's a mental illness? How dare you? If it's here for a reason. Point blank and period. And if you black, you at the bottom of the totem pole. It don't matter, baby. It don't matter, man, woman, queer, whatever. The playing field is very even right now. Very even. And women are very much on the rise, arriving above the men, bitches, women and queer folk. And they got us fighting. No, baby. We're here to help each other. It's the whole reason why fucking queer folk go up for women in the first place. And that's why I'm really talking how I'm talking. It's because, bitch, we adore women. There are very few of us that even pretend to be in competition with a woman, bitch. Very few of us. I know no natural female is threatened. I know you're not threatened. I know better, baby. Know better. Oh, I know better. Yeah, mamas, I know better. How could you? How could you ever feel threatened? Who told you to feel threatened? The truth is it'd be over niggas, bitch. Cause trans women be no. I'm gonna say this specific conversation for a later date, but tides are turning in the world, sisters, and things are happening, and it truly does all have to happen. All this shit has to go down in order for us to reach the highest timeline, in order for us to reach some peace on earth while we are here. Hello?
And now it's becoming this thing where y'all okay with people being queer, but it's a problem with people being trans. Bitch, when I grew up, y'all hated my gay. No, you're not about to try to divide and conquer us like that, bitch. and you gay, trans folks, y'all are the worst. Y'all and men, the weakest links. You don't even know how to explore certain parts of yourself.
Just like the white people, there are men that don't want to even bother diving deep because they didn't enjoy the benefits of living in a man's world. I'm almost 100% sure that a huge reason why men have such irrational behavior sometimes, you know how men are more likely to be like killers, rapists, etc. What I'm about to say is not to defend that type of behavior whatsoever, but when men present that type of behavior, I think, and it's not to give them support the pedestal that they've been on, because I feel like that fake pedestal that men have been placed on in this world is also reasons why they get away with murder, literally. But I think the other side of that is when you've gone through life and you know how to cultivate or deal with certain emotions. Yes, they should take their ass to therapy, but when you're told that you can't go cry to somebody, when you're told that you can't be soft, etc., 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 it is going to come out in a irrational way. It just might come out in an irrational way. All these emotions, all of a sudden, they just come rushing. What is going on? That's why men go out and they just fuck everything. They need, that's what they've been taught, that's who they are. To release that, go fuck somebody. Go sleep with this person. Go sleep. Your wife ain't enough. I'm a man. This isn't supposed to happen to me. I'm a man. Men don't cry. No, so y'all go kill people. Y'all go rape folks. That's what y'all do. Okay. Men really got to learn a lot of stuff, but I think it start with the woman. When we got to start learning stuff first, because y'all are the Don Daughters. And I don't want to reinforce ideas that women always have to be the superhero, because women, you deserve a break. Take the ass off your chest, bitch, and go enjoy some good sex, and go enjoy some good water. Go and take a bath, some self-care, some self-love, because you deserve it, baby. You do, mama. However, karma, it is the female persuasion that makes this bitch go around. What James Brown said, girl. Now I'm black and I'm proud, that too. But it's a man's world, but it wouldn't be nothing without a woman or girl. It's pussy that make this bitch go around. Girl, it is your influence. That is what they fear.
I think that's why women are smarter than men. It's because they are more emotionally intelligent than men, but they were taught to be more emotionally intelligent. It's just so many layers to shit here, and I think the core of it all is that we are closer to one thing than being all these separate shits or whatever. And it's not to say I see color I see very vividly, bitch. Okay, it's not to say I don't see race. It's not to say I don't see gender. I see it all very vividly. But what I am saying is there are a lot more similarities than what we have been taught. I think that everybody needs to be a part of the sisterhood. Everybody needs to be a part of the brotherhood. It all needs to be. I hope you all take something from this video. I hope I didn't offend anybody in this video. If I did offend anybody, I don't care, because I've been offended all my life. I'm not afraid to offend nobody. I've been offended all my life. There are so many aspects of my being that has been offended from childhood on up. I don't care. Even with me saying that, know that I still handle everything with care. I handle all these conversations with care. And I want people to know that I'm not here to offend you. I'm not here to tell you about yourself. I'm just here to make you think for yourself. That's what I'm here to do. I'm not here to tell you what's wrong, what's right. I'm here to make you think for yourself, because I don't think a lot of people think for themselves. I hear the white man in your heads too often, and that is the root.